What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new video. And in today's video, we're talking about you being ready to relocate, and you're thinking about the order that you should tackle making the decision. We're gonna break that down in today's video. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys, if this is your first time here on the channel, allow me to introduce myself to you. My name is Raymond, and I am a real estate broker and realtor here in Metro Atlanta, and I work with buyers and sellers that are looking to relocate to Metro Atlanta. Also, I work with clients that are already here in Metro Atlanta, buy or sell your home. So any real estate needs as it relates to buying and selling, please reach out to me. All of my contact information should be on the screen and can always be found in my video descriptions below in all of my videos. All right, and if you are a returning viewer and you have not hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do it today. Make today the day you subscribe and become a part of the family. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and hanging out with me in today's video. I cannot say to you guys how much gratitude and appreciation I have for you taking the time and watching my videos. I get so many calls every day from many of you. Man, I watch your videos all the time, so it's truly appreciated. And thank you for continuing to support the channel here on YouTube. And to all of my clients that have come from YouTube, thank you so much for trusting me with your real estate transaction. I don't take it for granted, for sure. And I really take so much joy in creating relationships with my clients along the way. All right, so again, let's go ahead and jump into relocating, the order in which you should tackle making a decision. So the very first thing is this: make the decision to fully commit to learning about the area. So if you're watching this video, obviously you've made somewhat of a commitment, right? Or a determination. I don't know if you're in the commitment phase yet, but you've made a determination to click on this video to learn about relocating and the orders in which you should tackle the decision. So keep going. Continue to learn about Metro Atlanta. Continue to learn about the target areas that you may be interested in, okay? That is fundamental. Nobody can actually give you the knowledge, you know, like with the needle or something. Like, I can't inject the knowledge in you. You have to actually get through the process of learning. You have to actually learn through just listening and taking in the information. You know, it's not going to be fast tracked. You have to go through the process. All right. But number one tip for you in the order in making a decision is to just be committed to making a decision. Okay. And that means, you know, not flirting with it, but actually being committed to it, you know, because flirting with relocation is not the best way to tackle or be successful in relocations, because you're picking it up, putting it down, picking up, putting it down. You have to kind of be all in. But essentially, sometimes it takes that to get to the commitment phase. So keep going. All right. So step two, or the order number two in which I think you should tackle the decision. And that step is going to be to have or schedule a consultation with a realtor or real estate professional in your area. Okay. I'm in Metro Atlanta, so obviously if you're thinking about relocating to Metro Atlanta, and that includes a lot of the suburbs, I am mostly a suburban realtor, so I typically deal in the suburbs of Metro Atlanta. I do sell in town as well. I'm a native of Atlanta, so born and raised in the city, went to all of the city schools, and so I have a great compare and contrast, or a duality effect of my knowledge of the area. So I can help you in any way, either in town or in the suburbs. But nonetheless, schedule consultations, okay? And you need to do several consultations, not just one. Don't just call me and say, okay, I'm gonna work with Raymond and I'm done. That would be great, but I want you to know what your options are, okay? And connection is so important. You spend so much time working with your realtor that you need to make sure you like the person that you're gonna be working with. Now, let me tell you a little bit about me, all right? So obviously, many of you have watched many hours of my videos probably, and so you've kind of, you know, seen a little bit about my personality through those videos. When you become my client, I am very straightforward with all of my clients. I'm never rude. I'm always professional, in my opinion, all right? I've had one client recently say that the tone of my voice on a phone call offended them. And so I will tell you that I am straightforward. I'm passionate about what I do. And so that passion sometimes can, depending on who you are and your personality type, may not work well with Raymond, right? but I believe that you should do multiple consultations to figure out what personality type is gonna work for you. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the next tip on my list in the order in which you should tackle your reload. And that next step is going to be, you must do exploration, especially if you are not familiar with Metro Atlanta. Like if you've never visited Atlanta, and if you've never spent some considerable time in Metro Atlanta or Atlanta itself, you really need to come here and explore it for yourself before you do the relocation, if at all possible. Okay, now I have clients in several different circumstances. Some of them don't have the flexibility. Some of them are actually on deployment. Some of them are actually like not even, like there's no possibility for them to get here to explore. If that is you, then omit this because you can't do it. But if you're not in that type of situation and you're not familiar with Metro Atlanta as a whole, you need to come here and explore. I would even go on record to say you need to plan to do that independently, all right? Even after you do consultations with the realtor of your choice, you may, schedule some time to meet with that realtor before you leave town, and just to sit down and talk about some of the areas maybe that you've taken a liking to since you actually was able to explore, or more questions that your exploration actually prompted, right? So exploration independently is definitely going to be important so that you can go into these areas by yourself, without any conflated opinions about it, and you can really just look at it with the clear lens of your opinion. Okay, now I've had clients tell me, Raymond, I do not think independent exploration makes sense for me because I don't know the area. Well, that's why you're exploring, so that you can learn the area in whatever short period of time that you're going to be here. There's so much to learn that some of it happens very subconsciously. I've had a client recently in the past come from Florida. They came up and they said to me, Raymond, I really do not feel like my independent exploration made sense. But also in that call, they was able to articulate areas that they did not like. That is the reason for the independent exploration. You're able to point out things that you don't like. Now, sometimes the issue comes in when you don't find an area that you liked in that independent exploration, and then you feel like your time was wasted. But in reality, it was not wasted because you now know the areas that you do not like, okay? So everything needs to look through the lens of a silver lining. Most of my clients will tell you Raymond is the epitome of an optimist. I truly do not believe it's not over until it's over. That's what I normally tell my clients. It's not over until it's over. You always look at and try to distill the good in the situation. So although you didn't find anything that you like in your independent exploration, you actually did find things that you did not like, which was a positive. Now you can refocus and take those areas off your list. All right. So there's really never a time where independent exploration is a waste of time, in my opinion. Okay. Now, if you're the type that you need to be with a realtor like myself to actually take you into different areas and show you different properties, there are prerequisites that most realtors are going to want to know. They're going to want to know that you are qualified, meaning that you need to do the mortgage application before you come. So with real estate being a business, a realtor cannot effectively take away from their productive time to be a tour guide for you. And if you need that, it needs to be really pre-planned, and you need to be pre-qualified. So that way the exploration can actually be beneficial for you, meaning that you can know how much you can qualify for, and that realtor can take you into some example houses to show you. I've done that, right? I've had clients come here without any type of definitive buy, I'm going to buy or not. They come here. They do get their pre-approval first, so that way we have an idea of what their exact budget is. And then I schedule a day and take them into 4 or 5 different homes in those areas of interest. And so they can learn exactly what that value proposition is like in person, in scale, versus watching the videos here on YouTube. So there is a way to not do the exploration independently, but I'm a firm believer that independent exploration is super duper important for you to gain your own understanding, okay? As I always tell my clients, you are the captain of the ship. I'm just on the boat with you. I'm holding the map, you know what I'm saying? Steer this way, steer that way, but you're in control of your transaction. And so with you being in control of it, you need to have a sense of familiarity and understanding. Okay, so moving on to the next tip on the list of coming to that decision, which is going to be debriefing. That's going to be the time where you sit with that exploration, right? You go back to your home, you compartmentalize, you look over your notes, and you sit down and decompress and say, okay, exploration was positive. I like the area. We're going to go ahead with this relocation. Or no, Atlanta is not for me, and you take it off your list and you start exploring other areas that may be of interest to you. So but that's how your relocation can be very smooth, without any stress, without the issues of you know, getting yourself in a situation, relocating, moving there, and then hating it, right? So that's always the worst fear of my clients, or some of my clients are in the in-between stage. They're like, Raymond, I really would love to live in Atlanta, but I'm concerned that what if I move there and I don't like it? And then it becomes of the perfection. Like, I gotta find the perfect scenario, which that's a whole other video in itself. Perfection does not exist. You know, you can get close to it, or sometimes you can get perfect in your opinion, but perfection is so relative to the person that's actually saying what perfect is to them. So it's one of those things that is hard to nail down. But anyway, I hope this video was insightful. I hope it was helpful to you, and if it was, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. If you're constantly seeing my videos but you have not subscribed, it would mean the world to me for you to hit that subscribe button and to help the channel continue growing here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and more of these talking videos are coming because I know that I've just been doing the tours and that's it. So we're gonna get back to what you love about this channel, Atlanta, Georgia Living, which is all things all inclusive, right? Showing you everything, giving you the tips, showing you the properties, taking you into the subdivisions, and giving you the real straight to the point, no chaser type commentary. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.